10,000 eyes Welcome back, sir. All systems for gaming will be prepared in a few minutes.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Iron War. It's gonna be me, co-fitness, as well, with the handsome, the beautiful, the much beloved Juicy. Juicy, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Hopefully these 5 series of games with 3 wins to take it all. Hopefully we'll see a good couple of games. We have right now AMERU versus Tortuga. Now personally, I'm voting for AMERU, but it is anyone's game. All of our contestants are the best of the best of the best. Just how they are.
You're a little biased there, I can already tell, but I mean, I have seen Tortuga play before. It's been a long time coming, though. That was back in, I couldn't even tell, probably 2023 maybe, and that was still in Overwatch. But I'd imagine that, you know, if you're able to play a hero shooter, that probably translates pretty well. As for players today, they have brought along Chris Hansen, as well as Just Chris, you know, 2 Chris's on the team, Fuey, Sugary, as well as Swoo, and of course, BB Latina. You might be thinking BB Latina, or BBL Latina, actually, AMERU player would be correct. Apparently Tortuga, much of the pirate fashion, had somebody who took their liberty and sailed off to greener sunsets. But yeah, BBL Latina, very much so happy to jump in for them, and, well, hit his teammates over the head with a big stick, I'd imagine. So shout out to him for doing that.
Honestly, I'm really happy to see Chris and only Chris. Both of them are a fantastic combo. I've seen Chris play at least like 4 or 5 times, and I've seen Chris Hansen play, I'd like to say close to 7, 8. So really, really interested on what they're going to do. Now, on the AMERU side, who do we have?
Well, we of course got Dante Cooper, also known as just Dante, as well as Stormbriar, Cruz, Mr. Tomfoolery, Angao, and oh, is that Angad? No, that's actually Angad XD. My bad. I will have that right in the future, as well as C Raven. Maybe you can tell us a little bit about those players.
Now, Dante personally, fantastic DPS, always gets the job done. If he is on DPS, he will take down flowers, he will take down tanks, and he will definitely take down healers, so protect your backline. Stormbriar, fantastic Luna ult. I believe he also plays Loki too. That Loki-Luna combo is in play. I hate it as much as you do. I don't know what's going on. You're just gonna have to bear with us. Cruz, amazing tank player, always protects his team. A little too good, a little too greedy. But more or less, it's just he's just a fantastic tank player. We have Tom on Jeff, fantastic ult.
going to be hopping onto a map that perhaps you don't so much see from the Iron Man series, but very much so you're familiar with Thor. We're going to be going to Asgard, onto Yggdrasil's path. Yggdrasil, of course, the World Tree, very famed in Norse mythology. Quite profound. What do you think is that going to mean for the team compositions we're going to be seeing here?
You're going to see a lot of flyers, because the first point has that really weird in between. When the left side, it has a small path where everyone can kind of group up to, and it's just wide open with one puller. On the other side, there could be a Punisher or a Hela or any kind of hit scan to kind of shoot at those flyers. So it's a very condensed format in the first section of the map. The second section, the least favorite section out of most players, I'd like to think, you either get steamrolled on the second section, or you hold them and zip it. And of course, the third is where everything kind of condenses together. It's the most even out of the attack and defending side. Right now, we're going to go ahead and start banning. So, Confundus, go ahead and lead us with that.
Alright, well, we're still waiting for the bans to come in. So far, looking like there's going to be a Wolverine ban coming through that would certainly be maybe a little bit targeted at Dante, who could truly tell. But while the players are still making their decisions, let's give a shout out to the fans in the meantime. A big shout out to Code Tiger for being here in chat, as well as, of course, for Bryson being here. Nubis Wolf, thank you very much for showing up. Sea Raven, of course. And naturally also BBL Latina. I'm not going to quote that quite literally what he wrote there, but we can all appreciate that you've taken the time to step in and help out the team Tortuga. That said, not looking like there's going to be a ban coming through just yet. Somebody's skipping their ban. What do you think the strategy behind that is?
Honestly, it feels like they're just trying to protect their flyers. The Wolverine ban is going to absolutely destroy any kind of tank. So they got rid of him almost immediately. Now for ban protection, it looks like that right now AMERU is not even protecting any kind of their main. So they're either very confident that they're going to win, or they're just AFK. So I hope they're just very confident.
Well, oh, that appears that they're going to be trying to keep that Venom in. Now, you did say that Venom is probably one of the worst tanks in the game. Interesting decision here. Chris Hansen maybe making the executive call that Venom is what he knows how to play, and that's what he's going to stick to. And that is probably along the lines of what we expected, saying that players might favor something that they're more experienced with. Of course, with Wolverine being banned, that does mean that Venom does become a whole lot more survivable as well. And, well, there goes that, what is that ban? I got such bad eyes.
Emma Cross.
Oh, reasonable. Absolutely reasonable. She did get hit with the Nerf hammer in the recent patch. Still very strong tank.
And we're going to go ahead and ban protect Jeff, because Jeff, if they don't ban Storm, it's going to probably be problematic for them. Now, you were saying that I was kind of talking a little bit smack about Venom's position in the meta as of this patch. Now, Venom, in my opinion, one of the worst tanks currently. You can play him well with a Spider-Man and kind of mitigate most of the problems that he has, but if he gets a Punisher shotgun to his face, he will go down. Wolverine's already banned, so he doesn't have to worry about that. It's looking like we're going to go ahead and save the Cloak and Dagger. It's a very safe pick. Cloak and Dagger isn't one of the healers that you see in high levels of play, because every time he line dashes, she has to stop in her ultimate, and that's the perfect time to absolutely kill her. So, a little strange, but it is what it is.
The right heroes could make
all
Strange.
Well, talking about Strange, Doctor Strange so far, not something we're seeing, and it does appear, that Dante is going to come here with the Hawkeye. A little bit more consistent damage out of that. Of course, Sea Raven, looking like he might be locking that Spider-Man, has been toying with the idea so far. No real surprises, I want to say.
Not yet. I'm hoping that we're going to see a lot of Storm combos with the Jeff on the Martyr side. We always have to be careful, especially with the Magneto pick. Magneto can pretty much cancel most of the healer ults. If they don't have the Loki rune, the Loki cooldown, every healer has been in the sight of a M-bomb. So the second that he gets his ultimate, you better watch out.
Magneto. Wow.
Absolutely. Now that we're gonna see, a little bit of a speech maybe coming through, some motivation. Certainly the twerking coming in does appear to be something going on there that we might not want to spectate up close. Suffice to say that Tortuga has certainly taken its liberties when it comes to the definition of personal space. Still, that will kick us off, and it does appear that we'll see just a little bit of engagement.
Yep, right now we're gonna go ahead, just everything's still kind of in the first point. Now, nope, we do have the kind of trying to defend their backline. Venom is gonna go ahead and pop his E, but it's gonna be incomplete. Tomfoolery is gonna kill Chris. Poor Chris. They're gonna have to regroup almost immediately if they want to get any space. Luna almost dies into the sword, but everything is fine. Let's see what else happens.
Well, so far not too much, obviously, having dropped the tank. Tortuga will have to play a little bit more defensive on the push here. It does appear that BBL Latino is going to still be demanding that space, and barely escaping by the skin of his teeth. That's going to be Cruz surviving on that. Thor still some more space having been taken here with the high ground currently being contested, but that's going to be the pick out of Vanguard here, finding the pickup onto Bucky with the DPS down. Not too terrible just yet. The engage coming through right there. Mr. Hansen, though, ooh, that's going to be a talk that he's not going to be all too happy about it, with Vanguard finding yet another pick already. That's going to be ramps for Tortuga.
They're going to go ahead and kind of, they need a good group. Personally, I think the comp needs to change just slightly. It feels like they just don't have quite the DPS with the 3 healers, 2 tanks. I think, hopefully, if they manage to get the pick, they'll be able to be successful into pushing the point. But it doesn't look like Venom can do that yet. Not because of his place in the meta, but because AMERU is just a knit group that just constantly is both now damage and defending their healers, defending their tanks. Thor also got very many picks. It looks like there's going to be a Storm combo. Storm is going to go ahead and occupy the backline, and there's the Jet Trio! And eat them dry! Go back to the fountain, go back to the spawn, and regroup one more. Oh my god.
Well, still 2 minutes left on the clock, and with that much time, the card has not advanced particularly far, has to be said. However, there is going to be 6 ultimates coming online here for Tortuga that they're going to be able to throw at that wall, and of course, with that absolutely lethal Jeff Storm combo out of the picture, it is going to severely detriment Amara's capacity to dissuade whatever engagement is about to come through. We're going to have to see which one of these is going to be the one to find the pick. Mr. Hansen here, having swapped over to the Strange, will be able to find that initial pick, and now it's looking like the space is being demanded. With Cruz having been forced out so far, the space will have to be taken, with Luna ults currently underway in order to allow them to get an additional push, but the picks are not coming through for Tortuga. Maru still holding strong here, will be able to hold their space, and it's Don to find the pickup on the Chris. This time just Chris. Seems like they're going to be able to hold on just as well now with the defensive emails coming through. Tortuga might be able to take the space, but Amaru is far from out of this fight.
It looks like Strange's going to go ahead and ult. They're going to go ahead and pick out the Magneto. The Strange pick was a fantastic switch. Venom just doesn't have enough into him. Hawkeye's just going to kind of, he's going to pepper the shield a little bit. Sadly incomplete, but he's going to go ahead and ult. Let's see if he's going to go ahead and get a pick on the Bucky. Sadly, still incomplete. He's getting healed. Nothing yet. Almost dead. Nope, it's incomplete. We are going to go ahead and reset. They're still pushing off the Storm. Storm is going to go ahead and take down Luna, and then the Jolt comes again into the Storm. They have Dr. Strange, they have Bucky. Bucky died, Strange died, and it's over. And Big Woman might die too, and she died into the Storm. E, I believe. And they're just going to go ahead and reset. Yeah, this is not looking good.
That was 5 kills from Anga, just absolutely running through, and you could already tell that positioning, coming in from the back, just casually, you know, setting himself up to sneak in, utilize that ultimate with tomfoolery, following it up swiftly, and that's going to be a very tough hold from Amaru, quite frankly, that Tortuga is going to be hard-pressed to beat.
Yeah, they're going to have to either ban the Storm or ban the Jeff. Storm is a very good ban. However, I recommend banning the Jeff. because right now there's nobody on their team that really main Storm. See, Anga, he's a very good flyer. He normally plays flyers. He normally plays Iron Man if you have any experience with him. But because the team up is so prevalent in the meta, it would be much better to ban the Jeff. Tom is a fantastic Jeff and constantly just gets in the back line, gets a few kills his teammates, and just kind of resets the whole game to be perfect in line with what he wants to do. It looks like Tortuga is really gonna have to step up their game in defense. I hope so. It's gonna be a great battle, but you'll never know.
Well, we do see at least a little bit of switching coming through here. I mean, of course, with Chris Hansen already having swapped over onto the Strange, of course, that does provide a little bit more frontline presence with that shield. We'll be able to hold on perhaps a little bit more consistently, and of course, we'll not have to commit as aggressively as we did see with the Venom, which, quite frankly, unfortunately, did not seem to work out for them. That said, they are apparently going to be sticking to their guns here in terms of swoon sugaring. But we will see if that will be enough to stem AMERU's assault, which Dante on the Black Panther.
It's strange, but I have seen it before. Dante is one of those people that.
What?
Yep, there it is.
There it is.
Okay. He's gonna go ahead and pick off Skylar Witch. Dante is just a very good DPS. Typically he plays a lot of tanks, but he can do the job that is required of him. He's gonna go ahead and try to kill the smoke, and it is over with the Thorn follow-up. I think they are gonna go ahead and remain uncontested until they group up. Now, they do have the Strange Portal. The thing that I like about this game, over than Overwatch, is that the second everyone dies and no one really contests points, you can put the Strange Portal on the cart and then everything will be fine with the contest. It looks like...
I don't know if I'd technically agree with that, because unfortunately it would appear they're already out of time. I mean, the rest of Tortuga was already on their way for that contest, very quickly shut down by AMERU, and that is less than 1 minute complete on that one. Of course, with how little push there was, that was not terribly surprising. Still incredibly strong opening out of Dante there, and again, unsurprisingly, with the MVP, massive ultimate here. That did manage to come through, absolutely devastating the enemy backline not once but at least twice. Combination with the bomb there, lovely sound on that one, and yeah, quite frankly, incredibly strong show from AMERU, who did actually lean themselves quite a lot more towards the meta composition, as we did see. And the question now is whether Tortuga is able to either find the bans in order to disable this very successful playstyle by AMERU, or somehow manage to mirror it.
I do think that Tortuga can come back from this. They just need to take the comp a little bit, like you said, take the comp a little bit closer to the meta. Venom, sadly, is in the meta. Magneto is, and he is very good at shielding his team, but his damage capabilities aren't really the same as what they used to be. So more or less, we're just gonna go ahead and wait for teams to kind of reorganize together and pick the second map. Now, do you think that it would be better for them to maybe go into the flyer of Ultron Iron Man on Tortuga's side just to counter the Storm and to hopefully make some space between the Storm Jeffo?
I do think that would be an option. The true question is whether they can just disable that composition altogether by, as you suggested, taking Jeff out of the equation, which also would make it a lot harder for Tom in particular to get value, since he is a very good Jeff player, so that would be a great opportunity. The question with playing this rather meta composition is, of course it's a good composition, right? That's why it's the meta, it's very strong, it's very hard to get to. At the same time, it's a lot of sense, it's a sense of personal preference, right? Because it has to be characters you're actually able to play, you're actually able to capitalize upon, and especially if we're talking about something that does require coordination. The question is, are you willing to try something new in the middle of a game that you haven't practiced before? Or would you rather stick to something that you know you're able to do and try to just prevent your enemy from capitalizing on what they know how to do?
Yeah, that line that they're working on is a little bit strange, because while Chris might be a great a fantastic Venom player, we saw that he had more opportunity with the Strange switch. I'd like to assume that in the middle of the game, it is better to have the flex pick into just have both what you're good at and the meta, because the meta is king a lot of times, because that's how you rank. You do not play someone who is, let's say, Venom into a Punisher, or you do not play Iron Man to like a Hela, unless you can somehow counteract that. But it all depends on the individual player, as you said. Now, we are on Spider Island, which I really personally like this map. The first point is amazing. But let's see what our teams pick.
Apparently, Hella gonna get secured here with Magic getting banned, so Just Chris not gonna be too happy about that one, but with a Storm ban coming through, I think Tortuga has definitely learned at least part of their lesson here.
A little strange that they're gonna go ahead and protect Emma Frost, but Emma Frost, in spite of her recent nerf, is very good at shutting down ultimates. Let's say if there's a Spider-Man, as Sea Raven so generously is going to demonstrate for us, Emma Frost can just swoop in, grab his neck, slam him down, and cancel the heal, saving his entire team. But you never know. You never know.
That is true, you do never know. Something else I was thinking about in regards to playing the metacomp or not playing the metacomp, something that is often underestimated, is that a lot of the times when people play the meta, it can be that they don't understand what makes the meta genuinely good, and so they just go with a composition they believe works, and they don't play it to its full extent. So that's one issue with just quote-unquote playing the meta, just going the meta heroes. But also what is often underestimated is when you're a specialist on a hero that doesn't see a lot of playtime, that can actually mean that people just don't know how to deal with you, because they're just not used to playing against you, they're not used to your playstyle, so that can actually also be an advantage. Now naturally, in the end, the meta will win out more often than not, sure, but that's on a level of statistics, and we're talking about, what, up to 5 games here, so this could very much still be possible to win on an unorthodox pick, even.
Yeah, it, like you said, not everything about the meta. Let's say if someone plays into one of the worst here, in my opinion, as of right now, Black Widow. If someone is doing well on Black Widow, is consistently landing headshots, and they have the Punisher team up, they would most likely not be able to dive, not be able to get dove. It is, it's strange to see a Black Widow doing well. So if that ever happened, most likely he won't be counted as much, because they're gonna think, oh, it's just Black Widow. Oh, my team is dead. So right now we're gonna have on Amar. Storm is gonna play his famous Luna. Anga is not gonna play a flyer. The first he normally plays Iron Man, and as we saw, he plays a decent Storm. But no, he plays Pellet today. Tom is going to switch out to Jeff because Storm is banned. From Ultron, we're going to go ahead and have Cruz on Thor, very, very topical pick. Sea Raven on Spider-Man, and Dante on Black Panther. We saw a little bit of that Black Panther in the other game. And then we have Hella.
We didn't exactly have a whole lot of time to see more of it because he did get the pick and then the game was pretty much over.
Yes, he got a couple picks and then it was over before the 1 minute mark. But hopefully we'll see a lot more Black Panther because they are different this time. So he should be able to kind of dive the backline of Tortuga and kind of kill the Mantis if he doesn't.
Oh, look at that. Very dangerous engage there. Having come through Sea Raven, instantly taken out. Still, Angat going to be able to find his pick. And Tori taken down as well. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade-off. And then again, Tortuga, of course, going to be a lot closer into the fight. Angat yet again able to find another pick on that Hella. Actually, really looking good so far. Angat really making a strong show for himself here. Unfortunately, we do already see Ultron still missing that Iron Man for a very topical Iron War.
Step in my step.
Okay, Spider-Man is gonna go ahead and go down to the enemy spot. He's gonna wait for one of the healers to pick out, and then he's gonna go ahead. Oh, we're gonna switch over to Black Panther. Emma Frost is gonna go ahead and just hold the baton. Venom is in the back line. Is Venom gonna die? No, it's gonna press his Emma Frost is still there, just kind of making sure that his team can hopefully move up past the building. It's a little strange to kind of have the sword behind the Emma. He's going to go ahead and shoot her, and it's sadly incomplete, but he's going to get a fantastic amount of ult charge to hopefully ult, and he is going to go ahead and get pushed back, okay?
I mean, hats off toward Tortuga. They might not have found the pick so far, but they certainly have demanded the space, and that's really all they have to do. I mean, look at the amount of push they've been able to get as opposed to the last time. Again, see Raven and Angad, again, able to find those picks, going to send Tortuga reeling, but so far they have made a lot of good progress, and it's really what they're going for here. Tom Burley with his ultimate trying to find the picks, will be able to find one return for it. Going down now on BBL Latina. Falling eventually. That is going to be the reset for Tortuga, but certainly not a bad push so far. Now with some ultimates coming online, we're about to open Pandora's box.
Yeah. At the very least, they got past the first building. They're slowly building up their ult. We have the Venom ult, we have the Scarlet Witch ult. It looks like, as right now, they did sadly use the Mantis ult, and it was incomplete. But they don't have some Ultron ult, so therefore maybe their damage is going to be kind of negated and kind of stuck around to the DPS. Luna is going to go ahead and try to save her team, but sadly they do get the pick on the Spider-Man. So unlucky. But everything should be fine because it's another reset. They didn't use that many ults. And everyone is just going to kind of fall back into pieces and get ready for the next fight.
Yeah, but again, look at that. AMERU just not letting go here. Will be trying to get those staggered picks, just whatever they can get. Venom ult coming through here. Not going to be able to find anything just yet, but will be able to keep himself in the fight. And does force out the ultimate from Storm in order to keep them in the fray here. Very, very close hold of Angad again. Going absolutely haywire. Will be able to find a double. And quite frankly, that's a third out of Angad. And so far, that's looking like a little bit of bullying out of the man. Because that is their spawn door.
Yeah, a little bit of billion. That was a lot. The second the Scarlet Witch ult, she got 2 meat heads from Hela, completely canceled her overshield from the actual, from her actual blow. This is not looking good for Tortuga. They only got 30 seconds left. And the spider cart is right back at the building, the kind of choke point that you really hate to see.
Oh, Angad, he's just tossing things out left and right here, trying to find a cheeky little pickup so far. Not finding all too much. Oh, does get taken out by Bucky here with BBL Latina having found his pick as well. That's actually going to be Tortuga finally able to get some push on their way here. Maybe they can get the stagger pick. Ooh, on the contrary though, Bucky in hot waters here will be taken down by Tom Fuller, actually popping his ultimate here. A little bit surprised he was willing to win that much just in order to get the Bucky pick there, but maybe that will give his team some respite in order to try and re-engage here with overtime already ticking away. He is trying to take that space, but Slay Raven taken that by Shiguri will mean that now very much so. Tortuga does still hold the advantage. Now Just Chris coming back on the Iron Man as well. So far though, as both teams clash, it's going to be the last few seconds here in the matchup. No picks coming through just yet again though. We're going to see the Venom going aggressively into the backline, trying to find his pickup here. Will be able to at least force the Hela out of position, if not take her down just yet. Tortuga though will be able to find one, and just like that, the card is going to proceed, and I just about managed to make it.
It's okay. Admit it.
Luna is going to go ahead and try to save her team, but it looking like Tortuga has already lost 2 members. This might be... The train portal is going to go ahead and kind of get people back into the fight. Spider-Man is going to put out the iron on Tortuga's side. Venom is trying to hold that card as hard as he can. He used his ultimate, and he sadly... No, he dies to Spider-Man, and that is going to be game. Honestly, have done a lot better with that ending fight. Now, if you remember that Tom, Mr. Ultron over there, used his ult and almost got 2 picks. He killed the Kraken user, Bucky, but it wasn't enough for them to kind of hold them at that point, allowed Tortuga to go almost at the end of the first point. Now, if they change up their comp just slightly with a little bit more damage, they could probably counter Mr. Tom Fuller. They could probably counter the Spider-Man that's in their backline. Hela also has done fantastic work, absolutely butchering anyone who dives the backline with 2 shots to the head. Just absolutely beautiful precision trade.
Yeah, I do have to give it up. Angad certainly with an absolutely stellar performance on the Hela so far. Certainly making a name for himself. I do have to give it up. Tortuga there in the end, kind of clutching it out, but again, that was, I do want to say a lot of that was AMERU just overextending and holding up really far up, getting maybe a little bit too ahead of themselves here, but we're going to see how this defense is going to look. Last time around, AMERU had a pretty swift opener there. This time around, it does not look like we're going to see the Black Panther out of Dante, though.
We're gonna see the Wolverine. Again, Dante's fantastic DPS. Any kind of plays that he makes is a lot of times gonna be without his ultimate. Marvel Rivals is an ult-based game, but Dante himself, he does not care about that. He wants to pick even at the beginning of the game. Now, in the beginning of the game, he got 2 picks as Black Panther. We're gonna go ahead and Spider-Man is gonna kill the Black Widow. Black Widow! I did not see the Black Widow. What is going on?
Well, she did just get juggled on top of the building, but quite frankly, Angat is all the way halfway through Tortuga by now, and certainly if you want to know how a pirate's life goes, then I do have to assume that Angat is the East India Trading Company, because he has no time for anybody raiding his ships. He's just walking right through him, and he's taken no prisoners so far. Again, another triple kill he's opened up with. Cart just being pushed. We're talking not even a minute, and they're halfway through, basically uncontested, just moving ahead. And at this point, I mean, we're almost in the territory of desperate last contests.
Honestly, I didn't read anywhere in the patch notes that Hela was changed into a dive DPS, because Hela is constantly in the dive line with Spider-Man, absolutely just hitting everyone that he grabbed. He's gonna go ahead and challenge the Thor. He's gonna go ahead and stun him, and Thor will go down to Hela, perhaps? Nope. Dante is going to go ahead and kill the Emma in points. Dante has been doing a lot of sitting on payload, just kind of defending it, but they can't even contest, sadly, and that is game 2. This game was a little bit rough for Tortuga. I might as even say a lot of bit rough. I'd like a special note on Anger on the Hela. When Spider-Man went in for the healers to knock them up with a singular uppercut, Anger immediately, with a stroke of a keyboard, 1 hit killed the Cloak and Dagger, 2 hits killed the Luna. Fantastic work. He deserves that MVP.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been a force of nature, really. I don't really think anybody so far has been able to hold a candle to him. You can see it right there. 17 final hits, by the way, which equates to just about everybody else on his team combined. Almost, at least, which really gives you a sense of how much damage he's been dishing out. 17,000 damage, about twice of the next most damage in the entire lobby, actually, not just his team. So just an insane impact player. Incredible performance across so far, and it goes to show that really it doesn't matter which character you put him on. He is quite simply a lethal threat. And now that's going to have to be a question for Tortuga. What do you want to ban here? There's quite a lot of characters you potentially have to ban if you want to take care of Angat. You need to get rid of the Storm, you need to get rid of the Hela, and even if you get rid of 2 of those, what's that third fabled character, and do you have a guarantee he's not still going to wipe the team with it?
Now, because of AMERU's team structure, I think you are absolutely right about the DPS ban. It doesn't matter who you get, someone is going to be stellar at it. We have Sea Raven on Spider-Man. We have Anga on. He's known for Iron Man, but he has not played Iron Man at all during these 2 matches. He has played Storm, and he absolutely, he was absolutely just completely destroying the enemy team at Storm, and then after that he was playing Hela. Playing Hela as a dive character, he was constantly in the back line, just making sure that Spider-Man could get those kills, or even help Spider-Man kill the healers. And then we have Dante. Dante's great on Black Panther, and he's a fantastic beast on Wolverine. We did not see a couple of Wolverine gameplay in this match, but he was kind of being, the payload. Yes,
hey, you know what they say? If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it. And
exactly.
I think Angat has sufficiently proven that he is something without the suit, and I do think at this point he can put it on. You know what I mean? I think we could see some Iron Man here if he sees fit for it, and I'd love to see that, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So Jarvis, send him a message. We're gonna need some Iron Man.
I'm not sure how Tortuga is gonna kind of if AMERU wins the 3rd game, then it's over. They have won the entire thing. Tortuga really needs to relook at their comp and try to figure out what can counter what. Is it Namor? Is it going to be Iron Man? Is it going to be Punisher? They need to switch the DPS to the point where everything is a little bit more even. We're gonna go ahead and yes.
Oh shit! Okay, it's getting complicated. So little bit of input, little bit of fact. So BBL Latina was initially brought in for Tortuga because their backfill did not show. Now their backfill, I say their backfill, their player didn't show. Now their player is showing, and their player is called Mrs. Tomfoolery. Now you might be thinking, isn't Mr. Tomfoolery on Team AMERU? And you'd be right. So maybe it's a little bit of a marriage dispute. Maybe it's a little bit of an abusive relationship. I don't know. I'm not an expert. But, alright. Well, we're going to see whether that relationship is going to last past this next match of Hell's Heaven. And what you think, what we're going to see here. People sticking to their guns or some creative last-ditch efforts?
All I'm saying is, typically, whenever a man and a woman get together, they love each other very much. On opposite team, typically, the Mister kind of going easy on his lady. So most likely, we're going to see Mr. Tomfoolery kind of just take a step back and just let his lady on the other side hopefully kick some butt. But you never know. Maybe he, like you said, lovers quarrel. Always nice to see in the middle of the stream. It might go one way or it might go the other way. Now, we are on Hydra's base, so honestly, the domination maps, the King of the Hill, so to speak, very nice. It's Spider-Man's playground because a lot of times, close to the point, there is the zone kind of end, and he can kind of get very nice environmental picks there. Now, what do you think we're going to see in this map?
Wow, you just said it's Spider-Man's playground, so I think we'd be remiss not to see Sea Raven on the Spider-Man, I dare imagine. I mean, I don't think he's gonna let him take the opportunity from him, and quite frankly, nothing against the Sea Raven Spider-Man. I do think it had its value, but I think that might not be at the forefront of what Tortuga is trying to ban. So I think they will get away with that pick. Yeah, let's see what they're running with. Tori Hansen. I unfortunately can't see what that is in the middle. That might be actually Miss Tomfoolery, I do so imagine. But who did she fill in for? Let me just check that. Was that Fuey that just jumped out? I do think it's Huey, actually. Like, it got traded out, so that's my bad. I actually did think it was BBL Latina that would stop playing, but it is actually Fuey that got rotated out, so BBL Latina is still holding it down here and taking one for the team.
Personally,
Jeff getting secured here. Oh boy. Wait, they did that.
I was honestly one of the things that I'm kind of really upset about. The first two bans and the kind of protection. They banned Magic because they know BBL Latina and Chris plays, and then they protect the Jeffrey. So if they have to waste a ban on Storm, they would. But it doesn't look like that any of them even want to play Storm. So very nice metagaming, very nice third degree mind game. It's just they're going to go ahead and have a more strategic approach. Now, they're not banning anything. Tortuga isn't banning anything. They're just picking the rocket. This is so strange.
Maybe that's just you're talking about third level mind games, but maybe that's the fourth level mind game here from Tortuga. It's a message. They want AMERU to know that they're not afraid. Okay, the playtime's over. Playtime's over. They've had their two maps. They've had their fun. Okay, it was all fun and games, but now the players are here. The players have arrived. The wife's back home, and if Mr. Tomfoolery doesn't behave, he's gonna get the spoon.
Yeah, he is. Personally, I saw kind of the bed protection on Jeffrey, and I immediately wanted to get rid of Storm. But they're gonna have a chance to, but they're gonna go ahead and wait. Are they gonna do it? Let's find out. So
far, I mean, I'm not seeing the bans come through. So far it seems like Tortuga have decided that they have their game plan. They know the characters they want to play, and they're not really caring about what anybody else does. Oh, the Punisher.
Oh, the
gets
Punisher
banned.
ban. Honestly, that's a very
Pick your
good one
hero.
because Black
Or
Widow
villain,
does
I'm
have the
not
team up
judging.
with the Punisher, and like I said, Black Widow might not be inside the meta, but with Punisher ban, she is a lot. Oh, with the Punisher team up, she is a lot better. So the Punisher ban would negatively impact Tortuga. We're gonna go ahead and see Trigger is gonna go ahead and play Rocket Raccoon. We have the first Chris is gonna play Wolverine. The second Chris is gonna play Magic. We have BPL Latina on the Jeffrey. Oh wait, they're switching up the comp. Hold on, let me. Is this the comp? Let's find out.
It's all in there. Could be anything. All right.
I'm seeing five. I'm seeing 5 healers and 1 tank. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Is this
Oh,
some kind
you
of...
should be. You should be, because that thing is not dying. That thing's not going to take any damage whatsoever. Miss Tomfoolery putting on the pants here, and she's ready to lay down some smack. She's got her fists up, and she's ready to deliver.
I'm so ready for this. We are gonna see the Venom switch on Chris.
4, 3.
It's gonna be kind of an interesting game. On AMERU, we have a little bit more of a full comp with the 3 DPS, 2 healers, and then Hulk as the tank. Now, Hulk is a pretty good main tank because the that he activates his bubble. He doesn't give the bubble to just one person, he gives it to his entire vicinity. So if they play on the Hulk...
So Chris fell off the map. I'm not entirely sure if that was part of the game plan, but well, we're going to see how long that lasts for. That said, this time around, very interesting enough, we're actually not going to see the Halo sort of attack-defense split, but rather just the ability to engage on an equal footing, and that quote-unquote equal footing so far looking a lot better for AMERU, but you'd call it equal footing if your Venom has just gone into outer space is of course debatable, but now they are going to have the opportunity to go in once more. Hansen already getting aggressed here upon by Sea Raven. Will have to try to stay alive, however will be healed for quite expertly by the rest of his team, and that is also going to send the Hulk back running.
The one thing that I would like to point out, Ultron is getting pretty much solo heals. There were 3 healers behind the Ultron, and Ultron doing most damage. This might be their plan. You have 2 tanks in the bunch. You have Ultron, who's kind of building up his ult, and the second he gets the ult, he's going to go ahead and activate it. Let's see if he gets the pick. He's going to go ahead and kill the Spider-Man. Let's see if he gets the second pick. We have the Thing is going to go ahead and kill Luna. Yep, this is the comp. This is the most genius thing I have ever seen. Oh my god! They're going to go ahead and Psylocke ult. Oh, the Namor to the Psylocke ult is going to stop it. At least they capped the point.
Miss Tomfoolery does not care about skinny little Asian girls. She's just gonna punch her right in the face, take her down as well, and still the point was flipped in favor of Tortuga, and they're gonna stay on point. We're also gonna see already the Invisible Girl ultimate coming through here. Jeff gonna try to maybe chuck someone. Oh, he's running for it. Not sure he's gonna find anything though.
He did not get anyone with it. Spider-Man is gonna go ahead and kill the Cloak and Dagger. Ultron is gonna go Hawkeye. They switched to the Hawkeye because they understood the Ultron is the mastermind. Dante's gonna go ahead and solo ult that's invisible and then slam the thing. I don't know what's going on with this game. This is too hectic for me. Oh man.
Well, quite frankly, it's just 2 giants brawling it out. Unfortunately enough, though, for Miss Tomfoolery, she has met her match. An even bigger, even greener, and even meaner man has taken her down, and that would be Dante on the Hulk. Now, though, the point has already, a long time ago, been flipped back in favor of AMERU, and of course, all that fighting, unfortunately, for not here with Tortuga now having to reassemble their forces. Chris Hansen, 70% towards yet another ultimate on the back of that Ultron, but again, BBL Latina now sniped out. Another 7 seconds ticking here, but with only 13 seconds roundabout left on the clock. They're gonna have to get closer, but they're not gonna be able to bridge the gap. Angad again, doesn't matter what characters he's on, just finding pick after pick after pick. And if half of your people have arrows sticking out of their frontal lobe, they're not gonna be able to walk the distance. Angad finishing this one off with yet another kill.
Personally, I think that they were on the right track. I really enjoyed the fact that they used Ultron, a strategist, someone who is not a DPS, as a DPS with his ultimate. It almost worked if they just held on a little bit longer, and if Anga didn't absolutely snipe between the eyes, one arrow, one shot, one kill, it might have worked a little bit better. Anga is just killing it. It doesn't matter what he's on.
Take his keyboard away. That's all I can say to that. You wanna balance it out? Take Angad's keyboard away. Make him play on a steering wheel, I guess. But yeah, absolutely massive performance. Again, I did really like. I completely agree. Did really like what I saw out of Tortuga. Initially, it kind of seemed to work, but again, you can't tell that AMERU is, of course, a team of very experienced players. They did manage to sort of wiggle their way around that, and naturally, with Sea Raven, who was on the Spider-Man, is now swapped over to the Star-Lord. He was able to sneak into that backline, get a pick there, and of course, with Angad providing that long-range, consistent fire, consistent damage, and then eventually finding those picks as well with a quite considerable burst out of Hawkeye. That's just something that you can't really compete with if you're running a lot of supports. But now to talk about that, Angad opens up to Valentina, Anthony shot down, and that's Sugar Ring going down as well. Just take away his keyboard, man. I don't know what to do.
Just give him a trackpad. I'm a little bit disappointed that this was the map that was selected, because I was really hoping to see some very fantastic Spider-Man gameplay, because the ledge on the other map, I believe it is called Hydra Base or Taurus, or whatever it is called, has a little pit where you can just kind of grab people, fling them with your web, and toss them down into the pit of lava. But it is what it is. This map also is kind of interesting. You see Mr. Tomfoolery is gonna kill the Spider-Man, and Tortuga is gonna have to regroup. The ultimate from Hawkeye was very complete, but very noticeable help from Cruz, who used his demo ability to kind of... Oh, what is going on?
I think Miss Tomfoolery has sort of given up already. Well, actually, does not seem like it. Angad has gone down, and whipped by that virtue. This could very much so be the one opportunity Tortuga have to take this point. So everything has to happen, and it has to happen now. BB Latina, they'll take it down. Cruz and Z Raven finding their picks. Cruz makes it a double, makes it a triple, and at this point, we're back to Mr. Tomfoolery just wiggling around spawn and eating some fish.
I think this game is looking a little bit rough. I'm not really seeing what else is there to commentate. People are dying, people are kind of staying on point, the walls are moving. Mr. Tomfoolery is going to go ahead and ult, he's going to go ahead and grab the Hawkeye. Sadly dies to it, but Hella is going to go ahead and... The ult, yes, was that a solo ult on Jeffrey? I'm not sure.
I mean, if your significant other is playing against you, you might as well solo ult them. I think that's the best chance you're going to get to exhibit some dominance in that relationship. Miss Tomfoolery, though, able to take down Cruz. 1-for-1 exchanges. Miss Tomfoolery actually with a double, but again, there he goes. Angad just makes it a triple. He does go down. Will that matter? Hulk versus Wolverine, but Spider-Man comes in, tries to save him up. Second life getting popped here as well as the alternate. Oh my, that's a little man just getting abused. And, well, I guess Wolverine's certainly dead. If he wasn't after Logan, then certainly is now.
Wait. Oh, nope. I thought that was going to be a Jeffrey Stormley ult, but I forgot that Tortuga doesn't have a Jeffrey. That is disappointing. Yes, Anga on the Hawkeye landed 3 back-to-back headshots. He killed one, he killed the other, and then he killed one more, and then Wolverine, of course, ends his life. But the Hulk is going to go ahead and grab him and curb stomp him to a victory. AMERU wins 3-0.
Well, I mean, we have to give it up. I do think it's fair to say that AMERU had a start to finish incredibly dominant performance here. Angad with the 3rd MVP of the day, I dare so imagine, and not particularly surprising here, just had a standout performance. So consistent, getting those final blows, getting those kills, whether it was on the Storm, whether it was on the Hela, whether it was on the Hawkeye. The man knows how to point and click. I'm sure he's played a lot of point and click adventures in his day, maybe Day of the Tentacle, I don't know, but there certainly is a lot of experience there, and all those hours in aim training have certainly been worth it. a standout performance. Of course, we have talked a lot about Engad, but naturally a lot of it came down to the other players on the team as well. We can't really forget about Dante, incredible performance. Stormbriar, of course. Mr. Tomfoolery, who even enabled the whole Storm and Jeff setup to begin with. And naturally Sea Raven, who did actually let us see quite a bit of Spider-Man for all the 1.5 minutes we saw him attack. So that was quite a treat there in its own right. Still, big shout out to all the participants for being good sports about it.
Yeah, the best way that you could tell that your team is doing great is if you do not notice the healer ult and you notice the DPS. That means that the tanks are doing fantastic work protecting your strategist. The healers are doing fantastic work making sure they ult at proper location and keep their DPS alive. And the DPS, of course, are going to get the spotlight, they are going to get the glory, they are going to get the pick. But remember, it's not a one-person game, it is a six. And as much as we like Anga, and as much as I opened up Amazon to see how much does a steering wheel controller cost to nerf him, we are gonna go ahead and just congratulate the entirety of AMERU. Also, the controller is $250, so get out your wallets if you want him to kind of have that slight nerf.
We're getting a post-game interview. I mean, I feel like I'd be remiss if I didn't say Angad, but naturally I'd also be more than happy to hear about Mr. Tomfoolery and how he is going to sleep on the couch tonight. But yeah, I'd be more than happy to have anybody from Team AMERU who is actually able and willing to talk to us.
Yeah.
Let's see who we can get. Arcus says, let's go Stormbriar. Yeah, maybe getting a little bit of that Luna Snow in here. Character who actually deals quite a lot of damage for the amount of healing she does as well.
He is terrifying. I really like the fact that if you manage to die first, she's going to go ahead and either stunlock you with her orb, or she's going to go ahead and triple headshot you with a 1-2-3. Kills all the DPS, kills the Spider-Man, kills the Black Panther. And hello, how you doing? How you doing, Stormbriar?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Alright, we're going to go ahead and start the interview portion. Confided is going to go ahead and take us away.
You're not going to answer? Alright, well, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Stormbriar. I greatly appreciate you asking. No, we had quite the treat of watching, how do I put this nicely? Watching the Avengers assemble, I suppose, because you quite certainly did roll through those maps. Very strong defenses, incredibly short offenses, though I suppose that's not your fault by any shot. And yeah, very strong performance across the board. How you doing? Oh, we also got Chris Hansen here. All right, so we got a little bit of both Tortuga and AMERU here. In that case, let me just first of all congratulate you on your win, Stormbriar. Very well played. Wolverine, let's check. Wolverine, who are you?
I am Dante Cooper. I was the team captain for AMERU.
Ah, very good. Okay, well, we did see you on the Wolverine, but we saw you on quite a few other characters. You guys kind of got creative. We saw a lot of different characters out of you. Anything in particular? Were there any team compositions where you were trying to pull off? Naturally, we of course saw the Jeff Storm combo, but past that, were you guys looking for any certain team compositions, or were we just sort of playing what you knew and what felt good?
Mostly just kind of playing what comes naturally to us. I mostly picked people for this team that I knew would either be able to play well and play consistently, or just people that I knew would be a good sport about it all. And I feel like that's how any event should be done.
All right, well, it actually sounds lovely for being able to pick out your team in that sense. Let me just do alternating questions, because we do have people from both teams here. Mr. Hansen, thank you very much for coming here. I hope you have no bad news for anybody in this voice chat. But first of all, thank you very much for showing up. Thank you very much for playing. We did see you run out on the Venom. Now, naturally, I do assume you're a Venom player. How do you feel about the character in the current meta?
I don't like all the flyers. They hurt me. But yeah, that's mostly how I feel. Venom is in a weird state considering that there's a lot of flyers, so it's really hard to dive that much. But it's been okay. I haven't had too much of trouble.
Yeah, we did kind of see you swap over onto the Strange there, at least for a portion of it, but we did see you consistently try to return to the, return to the Venom. Naturally, so who would I start out with? Let's actually go with another question from Mr. Hansen. We did see you guys sort of try out different team compositions in an attempt to adjust, and on the last map that sort of seemed to kind of work out. What was your game plan going into that with 2 tanks, 3 supports, and playing around the Ultron, I suppose?
We're just trying to basically be unkillable while having 2 front lines, and that's what we were doing. And it kind of worked. We lived for a while, but there's a lot of divers, so it was hard.
Yeah, naturally, with very flexible composition, as well as, of course, Angat dishing out major damage that could prove to be a kind of an issue to live. But yeah, what do you guys think? Dante, how did you guys sort of respond to that?
Well, it wasn't all that hard to counteract, because we noticed that they had like 4 supports and 2 tanks, and they were all just trying to stay alive for the fight. So instead of focusing on trying to 1v1 duel these tanks, I would mostly just be trying to grab their attention as Hulk, while my Spider-Man and Psylocke would go in the back to deal with their supports. That way they get less healing.
Alright, perfectly reasonable. Aim for the parts of the team comp that can actually die. Naturally, it was kind of a, let's say, a rather short series of matches, but maybe, Mr. Hansen, how'd you put together your team?
So I took a lot of people that don't play this game and play Overwatch, and I asked them to play this game, and they were like, okay. So they joined, and they haven't practiced at all. They haven't played the game since probably Season 1, so they were fully ready for this. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, well, I mean, that certainly does sound like you stacked the odds against yourself, but certainly kudos that you showed up, kudos that you played, you stuck around to it. I can imagine at times that might have been particularly frustrating, but certainly seemed to keep at it in good spirits. We did see at the end you chose not to ban anyone.
Oh, yeah, we wanted to let the team have the best chance possible of winning, because it was pretty difficult for them earlier. So we wanted to give them the best chance. So we let them we had no bans, so they could play whatever they want. And yeah, that's why.
Okay, well, that's perfectly fine. Fair play. So Dante, or maybe Stormbriar, if you have a take on this, but what did you guys sort of plan your bans around? Naturally, we saw the Protect on the Jeff come through, but what characters did you try to disable for the enemy team, and why?
If you would like to cover this one, Stormbriar, you are more than welcome to.
We banned Magic for a reason I cannot actually remember. That was a consistent ban.
Two of the people on Chris's team were like Magic 1 tricks.
That is rather problematic to have 2 people who play the same character. That is fair play. BBL Latina plays it, I do believe, and it might also be just Chris, not Chris Hansen, if I get that right.
Yes.
Chris and Chris Hansen, what a team. Do you guys duo?
No. That man has not played the game since Season 0.
Well, it's been quite some time, I will give it up, but yeah, I mean, in that sense, I hope you guys had fun. I personally don't have any deeper questions, but maybe Juicy got a few more questions he'd like to ask you, if he is around.
Now, I got a question for you. For the end, we're talking on Tortuga's side. I really liked the Ultron with the 4 healers, 2 tanks. Now, did you go in thinking that Ultron was going to be a viable DPS, or did it just happen at the spur of the moment where it was Ultron does damage, Ultron is the new DPS?
I don't like playing support, and Ultron's a DPS support, so I love playing that character. But also he's good for the anti-dive with his shields he can do, so that's why as well.
Now, for a lot of Ultron players, they will refuse to play Ultron without an Iron Man. Do you think that the game would have gone a little bit better if you had someone who mains Iron Man, someone who exclusively plays Iron Man?
It would be nice, but also they did have a Spider-Man and a Psylocke, so him being targeted would be a likely chance happening. I mean, most of the time we were all sitting pretty close together, so my drone did a lot of work. Plus, giving the shield, it mostly hit everybody, so it wasn't terrible. But it definitely, the divers did not help a lot. Like we did to focus on them.
Now, whenever Confundus was conducting the interview, you guys said that you weren't ready, but you were willing. Do you think that you guys are going to practice together as a unit and hopefully beat AMERU 3-0, the inverse, the next time we do an event like this?
No. Most of the teammates that I just had on played this game for a little bit, and they love Overwatch over this game, so probably not. But
Okay.
I will. I don't know. I'll keep playing this game. So yeah, I'll be here.
Yeah, that sounds
All
good.
right.
AMERU eventually will have Overwatch tournaments, so anytime that there's an Overwatch tournament, we'll go ahead and call on you again, and hopefully you guys will be able to curb stomp that one.
Sounds awesome.
Perfect.
Hell yeah.
Take it away.
Well, actually, I do want to close it on maybe a little bit of a different note. Perhaps we could, from each team, get one player that on the other team you thought did particularly well, or did something to impress you, thought played well. Let's actually start out with Mr. Hansen, and after that we're going to go with Dante.
Oh, okay. So the Thor hurt our backline, and it made them feel pain and die. So he was not fun, and I said he did pretty well.
All right, so shout out to Mr. Cruz on the Thor, who's able to live out a few of his Nordic fantasies. That said, Dante, which particular player would you say on, Team Tortuga did something to impress you, or did you think performed particularly well?
Overall, within the first game, I believe Chris did alright, considering he was having to play into things that were just not the best for Venom. He still managed to do his job, like, fairly decently for what he could. The only issue was that his team wasn't able to make up the space to push with him whenever he was diving on our supports.
Alright, lovely. I'll take it. That said, I'm very happy to hear that you guys participated. If there's going to be an Overwatch event, I'd be very happy to see Tortuga again, maybe on a little bit more of a home turf.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
Hell yeah. That said, thank you very much for showing up. It was a pleasure to watch. I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And, yeah, thanks for coming. All right.
Thanks for having us.
A pleasure. All right, and thus we're going to be heading off for the night. We're going to be heading into the credits, very specially made for Crow, by Crow for you. And as in true Marvel fashion, maybe stick around for the end of the credits scene, because there's always something after.
That is right. We're going to go ahead and do it in 3, 2, 1.